Hey, welcome to the I Ching Cafe. My name is Belinda Dubston, and it is wonderful you are here with me for our weekly I Ching forecast for the week commencing the 23rd of December 2024. We're getting closer to the end of the year. Okay, so before we get stuck into what this last full week of the year is bringing for our development and attention, let us cast our minds back to last week. We had Hexagram 15, modesty, balancing, cutting back, adjusting, bring things to the middle, finding moderation, the middle path, finding that fulcrum point, not too much, not too little, and recognizing that our egos need to come down, our power needs to come up, and we need to work from a point of balance, a point of moderation, while simply and efficiently getting the stuff done. How did you find that last week? Did that energy of easily and simply just focusing on the tasks without all the pomp and ceremony and getting the job done, followed by Hexagram 36, darkening of the light, going within, avoiding the danger, finding a way of pulling back from the energy, circling around and just going into your cave, shuttering up the lamp, protecting your light and having some still time in that protection. How did that work out for you? What came up for you? What did you work with? What emerged for you as a theme as we tuned into this particular energy, this particular metaphor coming out of the quantum soup, coming as a mirror to reflect back what we need to do, where we need to grow? Please do share a comment if something came up for you. All right, this week, the last full week of the year, where are we going? Our first hexagram for this week, our main flow of change we are working with is hexagram 7, the army. We're not on holiday yet. We are still charging forth. So the army, the energy of the army is all about what it takes to mobilize resources to achieve something significant. It might not be a strategic attack, or work-related maneuver, This might be just about something important that needs to get done, that needs a lot of resources to mobilize, to work together through a plan to focus on moving forward. This might literally be your Christmas Day lunch, Lots of people to coordinate, to mobilize, right? And the energy of this hexagram is all about leadership. Now, if you would like to know more in depth about this hexagram, I do encourage you to go and check out the army as a full hexagram episode. I will link it in somewhere here for you to go and check out if you'd like to delve more deeply into that. The army is like the water or the spring reserve being deep within the earth, and we're needing to tap into that resource, drill a borehole down into that water and draw it up and mobilize it and focus on getting it going in a direction. Now, logic tells us that for many people, the year is at an end from a work point of view. So how does it apply in a work point of view? But a lot of people still work through. And a lot of us have all kinds of other things that are going on in our lives where we need this army energy. So our energy working with this week is all about taking charge and leading, leading the resources forward, having a plan, communicating that plan, and being aware of where work is required in this area. Perhaps for you, part of the week is a reflection that comes up for you around how you led your team, your family, the environment around you, your community this year. Where were the things that worked? Where were the things that didn't work? Just allow those insights to come to you this week. So we work with the army about getting stuff done under pressure. When you have a war, I do not like the battle kind of language that goes with this hexagram, but that's what it is. When you have a battle or you have a war, sometimes your armed forces aren't enough. You have to tap into the reserve of the people, or your volunteers, your reservists, and you have to have a very clear strategy, a very clear plan, because the technique of a battle is all about undertaking something totally unusual, right? And what we do is we bring in this energy of the army to tackle something unusual, out of a normal flow of change. You've now got carpenters and farmers and people of the community that you're drawing into the army to undertake something important. And once that is done, everyone gets disassembled and put back into their normal lives. So there's something significant and important that we're still needing to pay attention to in this last full week, and it requires army. Now, this week, there are 2 changing lines. The first one in the 2nd position and then in the 6th position, the culmination point. In line 2, it's a very positive line. It talks about success that comes by being in the middle of the people. Okay. And general that leads from the front, leads from within his or her troops, is immersed in the community, immersed in leading from within. Okay. Success comes through that strategy. Not being in the ivory tower and issuing commands on a walkie-talkie, all right, from a far distance. This is about being immersed with your clan, with your people, and rallying the people from within their ranks, from within their space and place, and getting the job done and getting the most out of people because you're inspiring them through your leadership. Okay. So a powerful energy of either what can you do to lead the people who are ready to go, all right? Or what are you waiting for? The people are ready to find a leader, be within the people, tap into the people that are around you, the resources that are around you, not just people, the resources around you to mobilize and get it done. Okay. Line 6, this is a victory line. Okay. We've gone through the battle. We are successful. We have won the battle. Okay. And now we're dismantling. All right. We're sending people back to their farms, to their carpentry areas. Okay. We are sending them back. We are taking the spoils of the battle and we are dividing it up. And what's interesting about this changing line is it says, if someone has done a job for you, okay, you pay them for the job. Okay, if they've delivered excellence for you and commitment and loyalty, and you want to work with them in the new cycle going forward, and there's an energy moving forward that you want to keep them engaged, you reward them with lands and titles. Okay, so this is a process of like at the end of a battle, you don't take the roughest of the rough of your labor force, and you give them title and prestige and power and land. You pay them their dues. Maybe you want to put a little bit extra in there, a bit of a tip, okay, a bit of a bit of extra, but it's paying people out for the job that they were there to do, right? Those who have done exceptional work, who you want to build a future with, you want to build a castle with, you reward them and you give them titles and distinction and something extra, okay? So this is how we think about dividing up the spoils at the end of the period, at the end of the journey, how we do that from a place of balance, okay, and in the right way of not indiscriminately just giving everybody things, is you give people things attuned to their job, what they're there to do, and what they have contributed, and what the future with them looks like. So that's quite an interesting team focus point of view. Perhaps your reward structure at the end of the year needs some thought around how do you reward and incentivize and thank your team for what they have done. Perhaps this is all about how do you thank your friends and family for what they have done, who has been with you and there for you, okay, and who just only gets their slice of cake and nothing more. All right, a very interesting changing line, talking all about once we finished the battle and we're successful, we've achieved something and we got to a place. How do we disassemble that? Okay, how do we close it off and reward and celebrate and finalize? Those are the things we're thinking about this week. And perhaps in your own life, how do you close off your year? How do you think about your successes? Where do you get rewarded for the things that you've done? And how do you celebrate the achievements of all the people around you who have helped you achieve something wonderful this year? Because we never get somewhere alone. We always have a team and people who have helped and supported us along the way. And there are others that we have helped and supported. And how do we recognize that? Recognize their contribution. All right, so where do those 2 changing lines lead? Because we do have a second hexagram, because we have changing lines. All right, so we started off with the army, very male energy, taking charge and leading. And we have hexagram 23, stripping, splitting apart as our second hexagram. Those of you, and you know who you are, who pay attention to the annual hexagram will know, without a shadow of a doubt, that the whole of the 2024 overview was hexagram 23 stripping locked. We've had this the whole year. Brutal. Okay, but for our highest and our best. And here in the last full week, literally with 2 more days left of the year completes with stripping. Now, if you think about how many times we've been through these weeklies and these monthlies from the beginning of 2024 when we did the overview, and you think of all the permutations, okay, and the chances that right at the end of the cycle, bookended, okay, the end of 2024 is the same hexagram we had for the whole year locked. I think that's amazing. And I think what it does for us is it gives us the opportunity, as we round out this week, to think about what have we stripped out. This hexagram is all about cutting back and pruning the tree. We cut back dead branches or branches that are not sustainable, and we prepare for the new cycle because we trim that tree and we prune. What happens in the spring, okay, what pops out are all the blossoms, okay. I would encourage you that you work with this energy by really spending some contemplation time thinking about how you have worked with this energy of stripping and cutting back and simplifying and cutting away the old, because that's what it's all about, cutting the old branches so that new life has capacity to manifest. What have we done this year to do that? What have been some of your big ticket items, right? Maybe there's little ones that are seemingly small but significant, where you have taken action to cut out the old and make room for the new. Because this hexagram is all about understanding that all the old stuff we carry around with us compounds and gets heavier and heavier and heavier, and our whole structure is weighted under junk. And as we strip and cut those branches away, we release energy. Perhaps there's an opportunity this week to finally put down things that you said, oh, and I have time, I must do this, I must do that. When I get a chance, I must. Is it tied to your path that you must do that? Is there a way to renegotiate the commitment with other people where a commitment has been made? Is it yours anymore? What is old and done? And you might find when you look back, think about month to month to month through 2024, and perhaps even quarter to quarter. What have you let go of this year? What have you cut down, cut away, released? Whether that's psychological releases, mental, emotional things you've let go of, physical things you've let go of, things that you've cleared away, thought forms, erroneous beliefs that you just said goodbye to, or that you should have said goodbye to. You've got a chance now this week to do that, okay? Because we protect the structure by taking off everything that's unnecessary and allowing ourselves to reinforce the structure that potentially is threatening collapse. I like to think of this hexagram as being what happens when we put too much on ourselves. Okay, if this has been your year, you might find that come the holiday time, come the kind of the break, if you do get one, if you're lucky enough to get a break between Christmas and New Year, that you don't just fall over and get sick. Okay, I'm thinking to myself, I'm worried that I'm just going to get sick because you go for it for so long, okay, and you hold that energy and you let it go on and on and on and on. And then when it can stop for a little bit, the body likes to say, well, I told you so. Let us see how well we've been working with our energy, all right, across the whole year. How well have we been paying attention to stripping locked that we've had the whole of 2024? Because if we fall over now in December, towards the end of the month, the end of the year, we will know that we have not managed to pace ourselves and manage the things we say yes to and not doing enough to cut out the things that are not ours anymore. I hope there is no illness. There's only energy and vitality and gratitude, and that you're just in such an amazing space as we wrap up the year and move swiftly into the new very soon. Thank you so much for being here with me. As always, a like or thumbs up if it was valuable, subscribe button, bell if you're new, and of course the follow button on the podcasts. And I'll see you very soon for our last weekly overview, which kind of straddles 2024 and 2025. And we get into the monthly and we get cracking with the annual overview. We get stuck into moving into 2025. But for now, we've still got work to do. And so let's do that. Let's make the most of every moment to strip away and release the new by letting go of the old. Thank you so much, and I'll see you soon.